to cast it out there and let it lay there perfectly still. Now, I've had this come up, yes, it was about 5, maybe even longer. That time goes by, the older you get, the faster time goes. 47 minutes. I had my rappel laying in the water. And all I did was move my boat around and kept that right there. And don't ask me why I did this, but I didn't do it. And I had a client, okay? And he was catching bass. That's how it all started. He was catching bass out in the deeper water, and I was working what you call the weed line, okay? 47 minutes, and I got one of my biggest fish, and that was 11 pound, 10 ounces. All that time laying right there perfectly still. You know, I would say it's safe to say right now that my clients, including myself, in regards to the few big bass that can be caught nowadays, is all on the dead bait. When we start off in the morning with the rapella, instead of twitching it and all this and that, now I'll tie the non-slipping loop to that stabilized eye. Because when you tie to a stabilized eye, if you're following me, it'll just go straight left, right. But if you tie that non-slipping loop in front of it, now it's going to run this way, run that way, okay? That's probably one of the hottest things going. When you use a number 11 rapella and tie a non-slipping loop. And just let that lay out there, and when you bump it, because like I just mentioned, with that non-slipping loop, it'll just move around. But anyway, I maybe I already mentioned this. 30 minutes, 35, 40, 45, up to an hour, and catch some of the biggest bass. I mean, I'm the first to admit that gets old fast. And that ain't nothing it's worth bragging about. But I can brag about that 11-10 or that 10 3/4 because we do catch big bass doing that. You say, well, Bud, when's the best time to do that? That's a very, very good question, okay? When the water's dead. When the fishing stinks and it's lousy, that's when you want to do the dead bait because you'll really surprise yourself, believe me. But how many people are going to do that? I have clients saying, man, I'm paying you some hard-earned dollars, man. We've been in this place here for 10 minutes. I'm saying 10 minutes. Now here I want to stay for 45 or 50. But then again, I get lucky sometimes, and I'll catch a big bass. Well, I got to take my hat off to you. I guess you were right, you know. I said, well, why did you hire me? Didn't you hire me because you wanted to learn and catch some fish? I said, I can't always come out here and fish 90 miles an hour and catch fish. And the key right now for Florida fishing is dead bait. If you want to catch some nice fish, dead bait. With a plastic worm or your favorite top water. Of course, with spinner baits or crankbaits, a sink, forget what I'm saying. You got to move them, you know. But right now, you can't beat that. I love a rappel. Let it lay there in your favorite spot. Look at my record, 40, 45 minutes, up to an hour, and catch big bass, 10s, 11s, 12 pounders. And I'm the first to admit, it takes a lot of patience. And I'm not really sure, and I like bragging about it, because I'm no different than anybody else. I like to move around, you know. But if you're on a day where you can't get any hits, and it's really dead water, just do what I'm telling you. Just say, remember what old Uncle Bud was talking about? Just stop in your favorite spot. Always go to a place, not where I tell you, where you have confidence. That's the key right there. Because if you don't have confidence, you're like this. But if you have confidence, you're automatically going to do the right thing.
Can we all get up and look at these?
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead. I've ran my mouth long enough anyway.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, did you have any questions?
All right. Well, thank you very
much. I appreciate you coming over here, too.
Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, that's all right.
Great.
Thank you for saying it's okay to play with the bait. You
know? Girls love that.
Try with the fish nut.
Okay.
Yeah.